Moving on. 23 November 2022. Yesterday we had our conversation presenting the model as industrial project, the American grid, to the US defensive system. Are you sure that you'd like me to move? I'm gonna make a revolution, another one inside your space. See? We will present today to the Secret Service and the CIA, Central Intelligence Agents. Are you sure? We will have the first thing of all, we will talk issues advanced and higher level. First one, we will observe that the European system is divided on Western Europe, Eastern Europe, but they both are Europe. The Eastern Europe, is Western. Cognitive bias among this. This is named cognitive bias. We will have the second thing, that the cognitive bias can be sourced in two things. The first one, the lack of resources, considering all types as resources. And sometimes it's not something as an institutional desire or that belongs to the organization, but goes like this. If you are in a critical situation, you don't have enough resource, but you must have a solution. And the other side, which are the two sides of the sun, and both will burn you will observe that you have the resources and total conditions to achieve the purpose as background to your decision, but you have the lack as cognitive instrument in the moment that you need this decision. But which is the reason? We observe that we consider that our planet is like this and has two movements, kind of circling itself and kind of that elliptical movement that goes like this. If you have a cognitive bias here, in the next moment by this kind of movement probably will be here. Right? And if you consider that it is a constant movement that you can't interrupt or have a disruptive even, you will understand that this gap here as cognitive gap indeed is erasing the entire frequency as existence by the dispersive moment in a thing that is continuous. Your security system, a disruptive event, I would say, as gap or cognitive interval, empty. And another one, if they had the walking through inside your system, and your system, for instance, has level as elements to set your decision, since the individual decision, which will be the suite as the president, until your entire defensive system. Here you understand that now your system, which has a complexity with levels and distribution as properties, level, property, or we can say commitment, property, or commitments. And you have failures at this square presented as a line, an argument here, linear, here we are having a second degree, linear second degree, because you have columns as commitments and lines. The intersection must be closed, but you could observe that has failure. For instance, the last one was declared by the Ministry of Justice during the previous administration that has failures during the process that set the line as integrity to the next period and has a failure in the very beginning. See? And this very beginning will set all levels. You can track this by distribution of economic stimulus. The first level of all is the Federal Reserve as destiny or possibility. Here we will have the same Federal Reserve as the capacity to solve problems, relation debt and credit, supply and demand, investment saving curve, liquidity money, little space bigger, little huge space. Any similarity? Considering that this situation here as preparation of your budget to the next administration has as causal premise the electoral procedure, which has a failure at the very beginning, which is the current problem among the United States, not considering the inflation and the Federal Reserve. Do you have any other? CIA, Secret Service. Which is your position? Do you want me to move this? Are you sure? So, we will check that this failure now is distributed here inside your architecture as institutional defense and institutional application as state power. Do you have any problem as application of state power considering the judicial system? Yes. No. Not yes. The machine, no. Is stuck. Not yes. You had the regression already made. Yes, so you can act. The silence can be a crime. Second thing, SWOT analysis. Internal control must take care of the internal environment. Are these failures happening where? It's proven that you had failures on an internal control, I say. Uncle Sam. I told you 2 days ago that the credit problem that you don't like to be paid as mild, legitimacy and conformance to charge this will impact you and not as creditors by internal failures at the operation which goes at the financial system but as broken window and pattern as variance which was observed will go in all areas. Did you track it? One at least? Yes. So it's named Banach space. see? This kind of movement here, such a circuit. The circuit as interval empty can have an empty space inside your own homeland? Yes or no? Inside each one, we can have any kind of root cause, now connecting them by purpose circle and kind of changing the color in the very first moment of your environment. If you change the color, could you change the architecture of your environment? For instance, the architecture as Republican and Democrats setting a new group of interest. Yes, not yes. Yes, because it's on goal. Second question, Federal Reserve. Autonomy, not autonomy. Why do you need a Federal Reserve with autonomy if you have a unique solution as association by others' interests, presenting others' purpose inside your own homeland, changing the color of your architecture, which can be the judicial decisions, and in the end changing the architecture as itself? What do you think, America? Want me to move? I will continue. I let you think for a while. If it's necessary, you have the second part. Terrified. Internal failure in this. The name of this is internal failure.